Hey, folks. Papa D here coming to you from Central Florida. David delivers space. Great to have you on board this evening with us. We've got another Starlink launch going off here tonight. And that's going to be coming out of the Cape. And that's Starlink Group 6-62. That is another 23 mini-sats going into low Earth orbit to join the existing Starlink constellation. The booster tonight is Booster 1080, which this will be Flight 8, a relatively young booster by the terms we go by these days with Starlink. We now have a booster going recently for the 21st time, and we're looking with the recertification process of looking at 40 in the very near future. This is a 34-day turnaround for this booster. Very quick turnaround as usual. And the 322nd Falcon recovery attempt, which tonight will be on the Shortfall of Gravitas recovery ship. Launch time is scheduled for 10:35 right now. It is 10:27 here, our local time. And we are looking at potentially going live with SpaceX at any time now, next minute or so. So we're going to stand by right now. We will switch over to the feed from SpaceX. And again, let you enjoy the beginning of the liftoff for this Starlink mission, which is, as we said, 6-62, Group Dish 6-62. That'll be leaving out of Cape Kennedy with another 23 Starlink mini-sats, including the next generation, which will be including the cellular connection. So if you stand by, we will switch over to Slick 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Base momentarily. I want to thank SpaceX ahead of time for the feed. I want to thank Maddness Productions for the music and meteoblue for the feed of the data and weather maps that you've been watching. I also want to thank our subscribers, and if you're not a subscriber, please feel free to look around and subscribe, like those videos, share those videos. It all helps us grow the channel. And stand by, folks. We'll switch over here momentarily.
Tanks are pressing for strong back retract. Strong back retract has started.
All right, everybody, we are at T-minus roughly 4 minutes. Should be getting ready to just finish up the LOX load shortly. The strongback has retracted already. Surely we should be finishing up at about 2 minutes, I would think. The LOX load complete and blowing out the lines. And at that time, we'll be looking down at T-minus 1 minute, which is when the Falcon 1 will take over internally. Its computers will take over the launch cadence at that point. And we will then have the Falcon in control of the launch. Of course, ground control can scrub at any time. But as a fully autonomous vehicle, the Falcon 9 will take over the launch. And that'll be coming up at roughly 1 minute, at T-minus 1 minute.
Stage 2 LOX load complete. Stage 2 LOX load complete. Ground gas closeouts. Stage 2 LOX load complete. Ground gas closeouts.
Okay. T-minus 1 minute.
Falcon 9 is started.
We'll let you enjoy the flight and the launch.
Stage 2 LOX load complete. Ground gas closeouts.
Go for launch.
Okay. T-minus 1 minute.
Falcon 9 is started.
We'll let you enjoy the flight and the launch.
Stage 2 LOX load complete. Ground gas closeouts.
Go for launch.
Okay.
T-minus 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
All right, and we do have launch on time. Of the most recent Starlink mission. Group 662 is on its way, running straight, hot, and normal. Pitching downrange and beginning the process of heading towards max Q, which is the point of maximum aerodynamic pressure on the vehicle.
Power and telemetry nominal. Falcon 9 is supersonic. Max Q.
Okay, as we've gone through max Q, we're now looking at a number of items that'll take place pretty quick. We're going to have main engine cutoff, stage separation, the fairing separation, and of course stage 1 will begin its return to the shortfall gravitas recovery vehicle out just off the coast here of Florida. MECO should be coming up here in just about 20 seconds or so.
MECO. Stage separation confirmed.
And there's MECO in stage separation. On time. Beautiful view. Thanks again to SpaceX for providing the feed for us
MX startup.
to share with all of our subscribers. Second stage Merlin engine has ignited. That's a vacuum optimized engine for use solely outside the atmosphere. You can see those grid fins opening
Both
up.
vehicles are
Those will,
following
of
nominal
course,
trajectories.
begin the process once of steering stage one back down to the recovery vehicle once the stage one gets
Fairing
to the thicker
separation
part of the
confirmed.
atmosphere. Fairings have been jettisoned. They will be recovered and reused. Cost savings of about $6 million to SpaceX. You will see those grid fins start to glow a little bit when they begin use as the vehicle does hit the thicker part of the atmosphere, and the atmospheric friction causes those grid fins to start heating up a little bit. Up until that point, the cold gas thrusters will be the sole means of steering stage one initially towards its ultimate recovery. Everything looking good. Coming up here in about a minute or so, we should have the re-entry
Both vehicles
burn
continue
starting,
to follow
and
nominal
that'll be the
trajectories.
center 3 engines. They'll make a short burn to begin the process of returning the vehicle down to its recovery. Stage 2 still looking good, picking up speed, heading towards its initial parking orbit prior to deployment of those 23 Starlink satellites. If you want to learn a little bit more about the Starlink program, feel free to check into our podcast, the Cupola Project. We'll be posting that probably more than likely within by the end of the week, beginning of next week. That'll be episode 2
Stage 1 FTSS saved.
on the podcast line, episode 1 that you'll see on the list. There goes the entry burn. It's those center 3 engines, core engines, beginning the process of recovery. Vehicle will start slowing down dramatically now.
Stage 1 entry burn
And
shutdown.
losing, of course, burning off that altitude. Now it's speeding up now, but once it hits the thicker atmosphere, which at this point, there it goes.
Stage 2 FTSS safe.
Begin slowing down until that final burn just before
Both
landing.
vehicles
when one
continue
of
to
the
follow
engines is
nominal
lit,
trajectories.
throttling down, but throttling up at the last minute for recovery. You see those grid fins glowing, as I said, due to the thickness, the heat and friction caused by the thickness of the atmosphere. And we should be on the recovery vehicle with the landing here in just the next half a minute.
Stage 1 transonic. Stage 1 landing burn.
There's a landing burn.
Stage 2 terminal guidance.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy. Stage 1 landing confirmed.
All right. And we do have landing confirmed. And again, that's Starlink 662. And we have landing of booster 1080 for the 8th time. And that's the 322nd Falcon recovery attempt to date. Coming up on second stage cutoff and orbital insertion. All right, everybody, and there you have it. A successful launch and landing out of Cape Canaveral Space Force Station this evening of the most recent Starlink offering that we appreciate SpaceX giving us that opportunity to share that with you as usual. They're great. They're doing fantastic things. We understand we are probably 2 weeks or so out from the next Starship launch, so we'll look forward to that. Keep an eye out on the channel. We will update as soon as we have a confirmed date, but the understanding is that we are getting very close at this point, and we're looking forward to seeing the next stage, no pun intended, in Starlink's evolution, or Starship's evolution, I should say. We also do have a pretty busy launch calendar coming up, and we will be back here tomorrow. We have a launch at 6:45 Central Daylight Time, Starlink Group 663, another 23 that are coming out of Kennedy Space Center. We do have an Electron launch coming up on Saturday, another Starlink launch on Monday, so it's a busy week. Pretty much every day there's something going on, and we will carry it here live at David Delivers Space. Again, thank you to SpaceX. Thank you to meteoblue for the data and the weather maps. Thank you to Maddness Productions for the bumper music. And most importantly, thank you to our subscribers. We appreciate every one of you. That's why we do this. That's why we put it all together and spend the time and all the effort, because we want to have the ability to show and give all the coverage we can on these launches to people who are extremely interested and want to be part of this new era that we live in. If you're not a subscriber, again, take a look around. If you want to become part of the family, we'd love to have you. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the like button, hit the notify button. If you haven't hit the notify button already, please do so. That way you'll be notified of any new videos when we go live, special editions, podcasts, all the things we're doing on the channel right now. And we want to make you y'all aware when there's something out there for you to take a look at. With that, we'll say good evening. Thanks for coming out on this Wednesday. We will see you again tomorrow evening, again, for Starlink Group 6-63. And leave comments, any questions or comments below. We'd love to hear from our subscribers. And again, we will see you tomorrow night. Thanks again, and have a great evening.